So today we're going to take a little cruise down Highway 66. We're leaving the Louisville area, heading towards South Bend, Nebraska. It's a nice fall day, a little crisp. It's supposed to warm up today. We're having unseasonably warm weather. So today I'm on the Royal Enfield 650 Interceptor Twin. It's a 649cc parallel twin designed by the British and built in India. So I really love this bike, and if you've caught any of my other videos you would understand that. But as we're out on this cruise, let's talk about it. So in the US here, this model, which is called the Mark III, was built in 2020. It has a street price of around $6,000, $6,250 with destination. I was able to get mine out the door for $6,000 right on the nose. The bike touts a 49 horsepower factory spec, 38 foot-pounds of torque, and I did do some aftermarket upgrades on this. And although I haven't been able to dyno the bike yet, I really do feel we've probably added about 6 to 7 horsepower and a few more foot-pounds of torque. Definitely has a little more low-end grunt to it and appears to accelerate a little faster. So the charm of a bike like this is that it is air-cooled and it's very retro, similar to bikes of the 50s, 60s, and 70s in styling. However, it does have some performance enhancements over those eras, which include fuel injection, some modern conveniences like ABS brakes, but it's still air-cooled and oil-cooled, and it's got your standard analog gauges. So the feel takes me back to the old days. I started riding in the 1970s. Dates me to about 49 years riding motorcycles. And I added this to my stable, sort of like a time machine for me. But I really do love riding it. I catch myself wanting to be on it more than I could have ever imagined when I purchased it. So at the 270 degree crank, it sounds like a British bike. The stock silencers were adequate, sounded pretty good. But I like a little more growl, wanted maybe a little more performance. So I added the twin tailpipes, still out of chrome. I didn't want to go with stainless. I picked the ones from a company named Power Rage, and I had to order them from India through an eBay seller and shipped to my door via FedEx in approximately a grand total of 6 days. I paid $330 for them. I opted for the fly screen. I like to keep my gauges clean. So you notice the speed limit's changing here. We're in a town called South Bend at this point. It's a little tiny rural town. I don't know how many people live in it, but it's not many. But State Patrol tends to hang out around here. So a warning to anybody who likes to speed. You could get a nice ticket if you don't obey the traffic laws here. At my age, I'm not looking to get hurt. I ride to go home. I feel all of us have somebody waiting for us. So no need to take unnecessary risks. There's plenty of venues like track days and things like that to express your inner need, which all of us bikers understand. So there's a lot of really good low-end torque on this bike. Comes on early on, and of course torque is what fun is all about. Speed will get you top speed through horsepower, but it's all about torque. So anybody thinks that this bike's a slouch has something coming to them. They sell big bore kits, aftermarket cams. There's all kinds of things you can do to this bike. However, I'm not going to go extreme with it. I've done that in the past with other bikes. Everything about this bike is just beautiful the way it comes from the factory. You've got polished aluminum cases. I did some engine enameling on those. You got great rear view mirrors. You can see everything. No problem seeing what's coming up behind you. Does not have LED lights, but the brights on this machine are extremely vibrant. We're passing a little restaurant here that they call Round the Bend. It's the home of the Testicle Festival. If you're ever in the area, you can get a great dinner there, ranging from everything from vegetarian meals up to steaks, as you would imagine. There's some other things that you can order that I'm not real fond of, but be my guest. So up here's the bend that they call Round the Bend. So other things about the bike. Exceptionally loud horns. Probably can't hear them well with the helmet on, but sounds like a Beamer from the old days. Way louder than a normal motorcycle horn. It's got two horn elements. Another pleasant surprise I found when I purchased the bike. I hadn't noticed either on the showroom floor that it had braided stainless steel brake lines. What a plus. Usually you have to buy those as an aftermarket item, and vendors tend to charge an arm and a leg for anything related to motorcycles. I don't know if I mentioned that even on twisties, this bike leans right over, takes the corners well. Looking at the Pirelli tires that came on it, I would have judged it as being, I don't know, more of just cruising all around all-weather tires and not real good performance tires. But I have noticed nothing out of the ordinary with these, and they handle and perform quite well. We've got Bosch ABS brakes. The back brake doesn't seem to be as aggressive as maybe I would like it, but the front brake is extremely adequate, and the bike stops just fine. Anybody tells you otherwise, I haven't found an issue with that at all. Lots of chrome on this bike, and I'll tell you, everywhere I go, people stop, gawk at it, and tell me what a beautiful bike I have. I thank them, and it's part of the pleasure of owning it. Other than that, the metallurgy, the parts, the design, everything reeks of it as being superior. And if you've thought about owning one, I highly recommend that you go out and test drive one and see what you think. So, we're at the Aerospace Museum. Used to be called the SAC Museum. There's the SAC sign. I'm going to pull in here to culminate the end of this video. Got some rocket ships up here. They're configured to be international ballistic missiles. However, I believe that's the Mercury up ahead of me with the Air Force logo on it. And I believe that was the one that shot first man into space. But anyways, I definitely want to thank everyone for taking this ride with me today, exploring the Royal Enfield Interceptor 650. I wouldn't mind if you subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Helps the video spread, gets the word out, makes it easier to find my videos. And I do appreciate it. So again, thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.